So we're doing a scene from The Handmaid's Tale, but basically it's a dystopian America, like post-America, in which women are basically property of rich men who are called commanders. And I am a handmaid. Handmaids are assigned to wealthy men because there is a very low birth rate. And the government's solution to that, it's a religious fanatical government, is to assign a handmaid to a wealthy man, and he is allowed to attempt to procreate with her. And there's a lot of ceremony around this. So these men are also married, they have wives, but handmaids are this lower class of women whose only purpose is to breed, bear children, and then oftentimes they get reassigned to a different man.
So my character is Eden, the like chauffeur slash guard of the family who is actually the father of Offred's child. We end up having an arranged marriage. And I'm only 15 and he's like in his 30s, but him and Offred were actually like very in love with each other. So basically in this scene, I'm kind of complaining about my marriage with Nick and kind of asking for Offred's advice about it. And I kind of want her to tell me to choose love over kind of like duty and staying in a loveless marriage.
Whole society is based, it's biblically based, you know, they've they've twisted scriptures to justify all of this. And Eden has been pretty much brainwashed and brought up in this more than Offred, who was being against this particular movement that took over, suffered because of it, right? Mm-hmm. Good, let's see it.
Under his eye.
Under his eye.
Mrs. Waterford's not in here?
No, just me.
Can I help you with something?
I'll be all right.
I feel so stupid. You left again last night?
Nick?
He hates me.
No, he doesn't.
He does. He won't touch me. I'm ugly.
Walked in so confidently in the beginning, and you're the same girl that thinks she's ugly, right? You got to walk in that girl. Okay. I know I'm not as pretty as you. I know I'm not as good as anybody else. And I've tried to be a really good servant to God, but I'm a failure. I'm a failure at it. Is the lady of the house in? Because I really need to talk to you because I'm ugly. Okay? Remember where you're going.
Right.
You can't walk in a different person and then all of a sudden go, I'm ugly.
Right.
And you need to walk in as her, the girl that needs help because she's been rejected by her husband.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's her whole purpose in life, is to serve her husband. That's her only reason for being.
Gotcha.
And what do you think when she walks in? What do you think of her, Chelsea? What are you thinking about her talking to you?
Half like little lost deer and then half like time bomb waiting to go off. And so I'm thinking of her as this little nervous ball of energy that I just want to calm down.
You need to calm it down. You need to control it. You need to make sure she doesn't cause any trouble for you. And you need to also help her because she is really suffering. And I think June's a really good person, you know?
Yeah, there is a point later on in this scene where I start to identify more with her as a woman, but also from like a mother figure role. I think that sort of occurs to me that this could be my daughter, you know, because they're the same social class. So,
so you need to make sure you have that, Ashley, that your modesty and your your unassuming nature is very likable. You know, it's like it's very sympathetic. Yeah. So you need to make sure you have that, because that draws June into you, of wanting to take care of you, because you're such a lost little girl.
Yeah.
Who thinks she's nobody, when, you know, she's a very pretty little girl, and she should feel good about herself. And that's the problem with this whole society, is they make girls feel so bad about themselves, like they're nothing. Okay. So that's what you need to represent for June, because she does have a little girl.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't want this for her little girl.
I think I just need to land on what my objective is throughout the scene.
Yeah, to get her to do what you want her to do. To get her to, she's asking you for advice. So you want to advise her to do what will be best for your plan.
Sure.
I think I need to spend some time really thinking about what my social status is within the house, and in reference to Winnie, along with my beliefs and my relationship to God and religion. Because I think for me personally, I'm not a very spiritual person, so it's not something that like comes really easily to me. Mm-hmm. So I think that if I can really step into the mindset of her, it'll allow the scene to start rolling better.
This big change from last week. Yeah, you guys did a lot of great work here.
Thank you.
Yeah, the character that you're playing, Eden, is just a complete reversal of what you did before, and it's so right on, and you seem so much more innocent and young, and whereas you were kind of telling her off before, in a way, and having so much more confidence. This was like so good.
Well, this week we spent some time going through each of our lines and kind of riffing on them and speaking our subtext out loud. We also divided the script into some smaller beats so we could work on it in chunks. And then I personally spent some time thinking about my relationship to God and just the struggle I feel with wanting to do what God wants me to do, and trying to find a way to make what God wants me to do what I want to do.
That's really good, because if you're not from that kind of a background, it's pretty hard to imagine having that be the center of your existence. Mm-hmm. I grew up in a very religious background, so I can totally relate to it, because, I've been one of those people that just said, just tell me what you want me to do. I want to do whatever you say, mm-hmm. in my very, very young years. But if you don't have that, then you don't really know what it feels like. So you have to delve in there. You have to imagine. That's what acting, that's what real talent is all about, is being able to imagine what you've never experienced before. And that feeling of wanting to please someone else is really what it's all about, mm-hmm. Because it could be God, it could be a person, like, just tell me what you want from me. I'll do whatever you say. What I want is not important. It's what you want that's important. And I'll do anything. I'll do anything to make you happy. Right. So, yeah. So it's exploring that. Chelsea, what do you say?
Yeah. We worked a lot this week on, I feel like, a lot of different stuff that I feel all of it really helped. We re-examined some of our tactics and made sure that they lined up well with what the scene's purpose is in the context of the larger story. We talked a lot about the symbolism of a lot of things in our scene and in this world, and what we're wanting to communicate to the audience. and helped get some clarity there. And we also ran it a bunch, but like you were saying earlier, with the intention of focusing on tactics and clarifying our tactics and building that connection, and kind of exploring that and practicing getting in the groove of being able to like drop yourself in and feel it and be in it.
Right. Hearing what the other person has to say and really letting it hit you. I remember I was talking about this once before, Chelsea, about, like if it's a tennis game, but the ball's got to hit you in the face before you can hit it back. Right.
Yeah.
That it's like, ow, then take you this. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because what the other person says really does affect you before you can respond. Right.
Yeah. And on some level, you choose how you respond, and in real life, what words you respond with. And so in acting, you also have to get to that point where you are then choosing the words that you're responding with. They just happen to be the words that come from the script.
That's perfect, because in that way, every single word is personal. Mm-hmm. Every word that you say is your own personal choice to do what you want to do with that sentence, right? To the other person. So there are no unimportant words. They're all personally what you want to say. And so you've got to bring them to life with your thoughts. Why that word? Why this word? Because that's the word that you think is going to make the biggest effect on the other person. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then just on that note, like, I think personalizing what the words mean to us as our characters, and then being able to relate that to real relationships and experiences helps.
Taking it from where you each have been from, right? Where your different points of view are so important in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Would you like to try it again?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Under his eye.
Under his eye.
Mrs. Waterford's not in here?
No, just me.
Can I help you with something?
I'll be all right.
I feel so stupid. He left again last night.
Nick?
He hates me.
No, he doesn't.
He does. He won't touch me. I'm ugly.
You are not. You are very pretty.
He doesn't think so.
This is all new to him, too. He's trying to be respectful.
So what do I do?
Just give it some time.
We can't wait. It's our duty to God.
I think God knows that every couple is different. He wouldn't want you to force it. You're gonna find a way to be together.
What if we don't? What if he can't?
What do you mean?
What if Nick's a gender traitor?
I am sure that is not true. Hold on to him. He is going to make a great father to your children. Blessed night.
Does it hurt to
No. No. It just feels odd.
I can't wait to feel it. To breastfeed.
I hope you do someday.
May God find me worthy.
Right.
You'd want a child to be raised by parents who really love each other. Don't you think?
God?
What if you had that chance? Love and a baby?
Eden, you don't have to worry about me. I'm not going to be around long. I think in this place, you grab love wherever you can find it.
Blessed night. And sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.
This chill will lift as the sun